Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, can you please let me know if you can hear me okay? I have a different mic on today. So if I need to change it back to my other mic, I will. Hi, Olga. Hi, Ari. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Sue. Yes, you can hear me? You can hear me okay? Perfect. Thank you. I have this thing. I have a mic on today instead of using my big mic up here. So that way it's a little easier. Thank you. Hello, hello. Hi, Marcia. Hello, Linda. How is everybody today? It's Friday. Ooh, what's this? It's Friday. It's Friday. Oh, thank you. Paparazzi jewelry. If you guys ever are in the market for paparazzi jewelry, Team BFF. So Team capital B dot capital F dot F. She's amazing. It's her and her husband. Her name is Monica. Absolutely amazing couple. But paparazzi jewelry is only $5, and then she had little jewelry for my little niece, and they were only $1, so I can't wait to get it, so I can give it to her because she loves to be a diva. So we'll see. Hello, hello. I have a Facebook user. I have my phone on and my tablet. So hi, Aga. How are you? Hi, Julie. So I'm trying. So these all the Facebook users. See Sue. Hi. Hi, Robin. So how is everyone today? I'm watching, but in sleep room at daycare. Shh. Oh, sorry. Shh. Well, you can't tell. I got a big mouth, so I'm loud in general. All right. So today we're going to talk about resin. So I'm going to show you a couple of different resin makes, brands that I have, show you some basics on how to use it. I'm sure most everyone in here already knows how to use resin, but I did have a couple that said that they'd like to see, so I'll go over some of that. Again, it's the way that I use it. It's not the right way, the end all be all. It's not the way that, don't go, please don't go, well, Teri said. And, I think with anything in crafting, right? Your way is your way. It doesn't mean that someone else's way is better, right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm a very big believer about, you do what works for you. And I cannot stand when somebody says, well, that's not the way she does it, or that's not the way that it's a pet peeve. It drives me bananas. So, not me, never use it, scared to use it. Okay. So, and Selena, I will watch this again too. Okay. Hi, Nicole. Yeah. So we will go through a couple of different things about resin. I see some people putting up resin videos and they don't know how to use it, which is completely okay. But it's the information that you put out that worries me, because it's like resin can be very dangerous. And so if you're not sure what you're doing, please read the instructions. If all else fails, read the instructions. There's a ton of videos out there, so just we'll go over some points. So I'll get my face off of here. I'll put it onto my desk and we'll keep chatting. Hi, Helen. Nicole. Resin scares you? Okay, so we're gonna go through a couple of different brands and a couple of different things. Okay, so here's my desk. So the first thing I didn't change. Usually I pull off my glass mat and everything, but the biggest thing is you want your surface to be level. Okay. Not most, all of the molds I'm using today are or the, you know, the Prima molds, the IOD molds. Stamperia makes those. Oh, I didn't even pull one out, but Stamperia makes molds that, you know, are in the plastic and flimsy. And Olga says hi. Hi, Linda. Oh, Sue says hi. So, and you know, those are a little bit harder to manage because, you know, they are in that plastic. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me know. I'll pull it down. Actually, I should have just pulled it down anyways. I keep them all in this binder. So Stamperia molds are more like this, right? So when you're pouring it's very difficult to get it level. So I would say that if you're a first timer, don't start out with the Stamperia mold, okay? So mold, you can put resin in molds. You could, you know, lay the resin like this. If you guys remember, I did this tray and then I dropped pieces in, but it's actually, it's food safe. So if you wanted to put, you know, cheese and crackers or whatever on here, now you could. But resin makes things beautiful. Okay. So please don't, Stamperia ones are support evenly. I just pour fast and rock them in hands. Yeah. Yep, Marcia, you're always going to spot Troy, right? He's always going to be in the background. So anyhow, you know, you can pour the clear resin in your trays, or what I will do with you today is I'm going to pour it on here inside the picture frame and probably drop another like jewel or something in there. These were totally dazzled. Now you can drop it so that it is your last step, or you could, if you wanted to put that much resin over it to cover it, you know, that all depends on how much resin you pour. But okay, so I'm getting scatterbrained. I'm all over the place. Troy's having me open puddings. I'm getting confused. Okay, so let me show you a couple of the resins that I have used. All right, so we're going to talk about quick cure resins. So quick cure resins are the resins that quickly cure. So these cure in like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how deep your mold is, how big the mold is. Okay, so my favorite is the Amazing Casting Resin. Okay, turns white and cures in 10 minutes. Now, typically your quick cures are going to be like a white ivory color, okay, or sometimes even black. I have black that I could show you as well. The Amazing Aluminite is what this is. This one you can get on Amazon. Be careful. You can also get it at Hobby Lobby and sometimes Michael's. Be careful when you're looking on Amazon, because pricing goes up depending upon how much is being bought. So sometimes these can go for like $20, and then sometimes I see it on there for like 38. So, you know, resin is expensive, but just be careful on Amazon. Now, what I want to show you is Aluminite Amazing Resin also has a lighter purple box. Okay, I don't know if you can see that with the lights. This is the quick cure. Okay, this is the one that's going to, you could pour it and it's going to set up in 10 minutes and you're good to go. Put it on your project and go. This one is the clear. Okay, this is the one that needs to cure for at least, I would say, good 24 hours. Okay, again, depending on your weather and whatnot. The boxes look very similar. Just be careful. They're both sold usually. Wherever you're looking, they're both there. Make sure yours says turns white and cures in 10 minutes if you want the quick cure. It's also the darker purple box. Okay. Thank you, Ari. Yeah. All right. If this one is too expensive for some reason and I'm just trying to get it on Amazon, my next favorite is the Fast Cast. Okay, I don't have the box. Fast Cast is, to me, like the Aluminite. Okay, to me, they're equal. All right. This fast cast you can also get on Amazon. And I actually find that this one, the pricing runs better to me. So again, it's just up to you. Remember to point out not all clear resins can be poured to molds. Right. That's, yeah, I will, Olga. So fast cast, aluminite, they're good. And this one is also a quick cure. Okay, so what I discovered over the summer last year is because I wanted to get aluminite from their website, and where their shipping used to only be like, I don't know, $20 or something, or less than that, it went up like crazy. So apparently this is like a sister company to them, and it's called SRC, Specialty Resin Cast. I don't like it. And you could tell I have a big jug of this. This is also a quick cure, sets up in 10 minutes. It is very, I'll show you, but typically when you pull your fast casts out of the molds, they're still pliable. This one, it's not, and I don't know, obviously the makeup of it is different, but yeah, this one is not a favorite of mine by any means, but I did buy these half gallons, so I ended up using it. Pentart has an ivory resin. This one sets up in about 35 minutes. For me, it was about 30 minutes yesterday when I tested it. Okay. And it's just what it says. It's ivory. So not as quick to cure as the, 10-minute ones, but it's still cured within, a half an hour. And then Pentart has the super glass resin. This is the clear. And this one, again, will need to set up overnight. It says 30 minutes, but when I tested it last night, it was not ready in 30 minutes. Again, it is a little cooler here, but I'm in California. So yeah, if it was going to set up in 30 minutes, it didn't. It actually took all night. Okay. I've tried a few fast drying. I see wasted a lot. Yeah, and that's what we're going to go over too, because with the quick cures, you do have to work a little quickly, right? Because they do set up, and that's a lot of mistakes I see is, people are stirring and stirring and stirring, and they're like, okay, it's getting warm. When it's getting warm, it's ready to set. Okay. So let's go over, let's do some of the quick cures, and I'll show you the quick ones first, and then we'll go through the clear. Oh, I forgot. Stamperia also has a clear crystal resin, and this one will need to set up overnight too. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I know I'm running through everything quickly. Like Olga pointed out, there are some clear resins that cannot be poured in molds. Jeannie remembers that, I am sure. Oh yeah, Shelly, I did see that. I did see that. Okay, so a couple of things. Resin and water do not get along. Okay, so if you mess up a mold, or you accidentally don't pour the right amounts, don't go to your sink, or if you have extra, don't go pour it down your drain. Okay, think about that for a minute. If you go pour resin that gets hard into your drain, what do you think's gonna happen? Always wear gloves. Okay. I don't notice that the resin has a smell to me, but if you're sensitive, wear a mask. I am in a very big room, so my area is well ventilated. So make sure you're also in a ventilated space, or have, like a ceiling fan or something running. when you pour resin, there's a couple of different ways people like to do it. I like to do it with scales. You know, you can use your little kitchen scale. I have a little scale here just that I use for resin. Or people like to, you know, you could use the cup that has the measurements on there. Because the ones that I have here are 1-to-1. So basically equal parts of part A and part B. Okay. So, you know, whatever you're comfortable with, we're going to do it on the scale today. But again, if you want to, you know, each one of them comes with these little bitty cups, you know, and they have like the little measuring on the side. So if you want to, hi Sylvia, if you want to do the whole little, you know, and with the little cups, I mean, that's up to you. I don't because typically I pour more than just these little cups. All right, so we're going to start off. Whoa, sorry guys. We're going to start off with the Illuminite, the Amazing. This is the quick cure, okay? So you'll see it comes, there's part A, part B, okay? Again, equivalent to this would be the Fast Cast or the SRC. I'm going to show you, I put mine because remember this is the one that was in this one here. I put them into these little like condiment bottles. So I'm going to show you what I was talking about in the difference as far as like the pliability after you pull it out with this. Why I didn't care for this too much. I mean, it's fine, but you know, it's just, again, personal preference. So I'm going to use this scale here. I'm going to put gloves on because, again, you don't want it on your hands. You know, just make sure you're always wearing gloves or protectives on your hands, because if you get it on your hands, you're not going to like it. If you get it on anything, carpet, anything, floor, it's not fun. Okay, so let's pour. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. We're going to pour these big ones, okay? And this is just a Prima redesign mold, and I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to pour these so that way you can see what I mean by the pliability, okay? So I am just going to turn my scale on. I think I have mine in ounces. Okay, so again, this is personal preference, okay? You can work with 2 cups and pour in, you know, like 1 ounce in this one and then change the cup and pour in another ounce, okay? I don't do that. You might need to if you think you need a little more time, all right? I don't do that, but if you want more time, by all means, split it up, okay? I also use a silicone stir, but you can use the, you know, popsicle sticks if you'd like. Troy, just wait a minute, son. All right, so we're going to take part A. And yeah, I haven't even used these yet. So let me open these really quickly. Again, these are going to set up quicker. So, you know, you want to, once you start going, you want to be ready. You don't want to be fussing around, because if you work just in 1 cup, like I'm going to do, once you put the second part in, it's going to be ready to start mixing and pour. Okay. So I'm going to pour this one here. I'm going to take A and I'm going to pour in. That says on my scale, it's 1.10. Okay. So now that's pretty easy. You know that you need an equal part of 1.1. So I know I'll need 2.2. If you don't like math, put it back to 0 and then pour in part B, the equal amount of 1.1. Okay, so again, this might be why you want to do a second cup, just because, see, it's already starting to turn. So if that makes you nervous, if that makes you nervous or you think you're going to run out of time, by all means, pour it in 2 cups and then mix the 2 cups together. Now I'm just going to take this, and this one is not like the clear resin, okay? You don't need to stir this for like 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 minutes. God bless you, son. You literally, if you can see there, you just need to mix it until you see that they're combining in there. And once it's like that, it's ready to go, okay? So that's the one big mistake that I see, is that people will sit here and just keep stirring and stirring and stirring. That's not the way you do this one, okay? Now you could pour it directly in. That's why some people like the funnel cups, because, you know, it's easier to pour in like more intricate places. Okay. As you start to pour, you'll get the kind of hang of like how much you need. I cannot tell you, okay, you need exactly this amount, that amount. What I would suggest is that you have extra molds out on your desk, because if you have any extra, then you can pour your extra into the molds, okay? I use 2 cups, less stressful. Yeah, you know, and Julie, that's perfectly fine, okay? If you want to use 2 cups, use 2 cups if you're comfortable that way. Hi everyone. Sorry, Joan, Fiona. Hello. Hi, Iris. To me, there's no odor. I don't smell anything. And I think I have a pretty good sense of smell, okay? But again, you have to judge for yourself. Like, it's open and I don't smell anything, all right? But again, judge for yourself. Make sure you're in a ventilated area, and then you know, you can wear face masks. I'm sure we all have face masks at home because you know, but make sure also just, you know, keep your stuff tidy, because it will like get that crust if you let it, you know, on the outside and it dries up. So just, because then when you turn it, yeah, it just makes a mess. All right, so we have that one going in the, oh, you know what I will tell you? So the biggest question is, how do you know how much you need? The IOD molds, the new ones, can you see? They have how much you need on here. I don't know if you guys, let me do this. You see the milligrams and the grams? So the IOD molds tell you exactly how much resin you need to fill the frames. So, but again, IOD is the only one that I know that does that. All right. So it's starting to set up. Okay. While that's going, I'm going to clear some room over here, and I'm going to pour in the fast cast. Okay, because I wanted to show you what happens with the fast cast. Okay, can you still see that? Yep. So I'm going to do the same thing with the fast cast. I'm going to pour equal parts, not fast cast, excuse me, not fast cast. It's the SRC, the specialty resin, the one that I'm not fond of. So I'm going to pour in and make this one over here. Again, another Prima mold. Oh, that's the cup that I don't want. So I'm going to use a new cup, start it back at 0. And I'm just going to pour this one here, so I don't need as much. Let's do 68 of that. That's about 69. And then do part B. Same thing. Here we go. And then we'll mix this one together. And that's another reason why I like the silicone stirrers, because you can literally just wipe it off and then, you know, go again. But popsicle sticks work just fine too. Same thing, you just want to stir it just to mix it together. You'll see it's a little cloudy on this one. Again, these don't need to be stirred for 2 and 3 and 4 minutes, okay? A minute is fine. 45 seconds is fine. I also use silicone cups as they pour easier and cleaner. Yeah, see, and I just have poured for so long that I kind of, you know, they make all the, you know, I see people use the cups and squeeze them. Whatever works for you. Again, you have to just kind of do what's comfortable for you. All right, so I obviously made too much just for that one, so I'm gonna pour. And that's what I was talking about. Just make sure, you know, you have places to go with it. If you make extra. I don't know what I was thinking on that one. Usually I'm not that bad. All right, so the two in the middle here are the SRC, and the one on the outside is the aluminite. Okay. All right, so let me get this wiped off. Another trick that I like to use is I have a bunch of pipettes. So I love my silicone cups and stirrers, easy cleanup. Yep, So pipettes, I love pipettes, okay? When you have like these, you know, little intricate spaces and you don't want to, you know, use your cup, I just get the resin in the pipette and then I use it and pipe it into like the little spaces. Like these here, this one is perfect. I use the pipettes for this. I love doing the pipette with this. And we'll actually do that right now because I have resin. Also comes this the quick cast in the SRC. You can also do it in the black. They also have black. This one is also the quick cure. So once this is the last one of the quick cure, and then after that one, we'll move on to the clear resins. Okay, and then again, equal parts. And I'm not going to use much of this one at all because I'm going to actually just use the pipette and put it in the little chain there. So that's 21. So now we'll go to 42 because we want equal. This one looks like tar. All right. And I'm gonna wipe off the top of that. And then this is the same thing, equal parts, just I'm gonna use my little stick for this one because I don't want it to. Anyone have plans for the weekend? It's nice and sunny here. Oh, sorry. Last time I was talking about the sun, I got in trouble. But it's actually warm today. All right, so give that one a quick stir, and then I'm going to take the pipette and put some in there. Let's do, I don't know, let's do this chain. Again, because it is the quick cure, you do have to go a little bit quicker when you're using the pipette. This one's a little bit thicker, so probably shouldn't have used a pipette for this one. It's thicker. I don't know. It's kind of, it doesn't want to play nice, but it usually plays nice with the other ones. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Of course, when you're trying to show somebody on a live something, it never wants to act right. It wants to make it look like you don't know what you're doing. Oh no, freezing and wet. Where are you, Julie? But as you can tell, if this one was behaving nice, the pipette just makes it a little easier for you to get into like the smaller spaces. What's wrong, Troy? What? You think we're supposed to be going somewhere, huh? Hold on, son. I'm not sure what you need, babe. Okay, hold on a minute. All right. And the whole time, the cup is just now starting to get warm. So that tells me that, like, I'm only got a few more minutes left. Oh, you want glue. Okay, here you go, Troy. It's freezing in Wales, too. Oh, no. Hi, Nicole. All right, so as you can see, do you guys see I poured that SRC second, okay? But it's already set up. And this is what I was talking about. It's just, I don't know. See? Did you see how that just snapped? I don't like that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. You know, but the thing is, and the reason why, because sometimes I like to pour the Amazing Cast, and I know that when I pull it out right when it's ready, that I can actually bend it around a bottle still. This one, I cannot. Like, if I go to bend this anymore, it's going to snap. And it's just, I don't know what it is about this one, that as soon as it sets, it's hard. All right, so these, as you noticed, I poured last, but look at that. It already just snapped right out of the mold. That's why I don't care for this one so much. I'm not sure why, but it's like it's very brittle. So it's just, again, preference. It's just not my favorite, okay? Like, if you were just to put that on a, you know, a canvas or something, that's perfect, right? No big deal. But again, it's just, I prefer that it, you know, it be a little pliable. But anyways, that, again, if you're just going to take it out and put it on a mold, I mean, that it's fine. You know, it's perfectly fine. I put it on a mold, put it on a canvas or a box or something like that. It's fine. But try, I don't know what you want, babe. But if you're, you know, wanting to bend it around a bottle, like I was going to show you here with this, you know, you can do it with the Lumilite. Okay. So while this one is still getting ready to set up, I wanted to show you, actually, oh, see, never mind. All right. Now this is the difference. Do you see what I'm talking about? So I could actually tape it on this bottle with some blue tape and let it dry completely like this, and it's formed to that bottle. Do you see what I'm saying? So I can't give the boy what he wants. Oh, Nicole's back. So I can't do that with the SRC. So it's just preference, to me, I like being able to have the ability to, now once this dries, if you try to, bend it without heating it, it's going to snap just like that one did. But I can literally just tape these on here, and then they are going to mold just like this. So if I were to grab, you're going to get me in trouble. Nicole is on here. It's like this, babes. You can't hit the camera, love. Here. Look at him yelling at me. I say Nicole's here, and he just thinks he can just start yelling at me now. Hold on, Troy. You guys ever try to get tape off with gloves on your hand? It's, not the business at all. You're going to be taped up in this in a minute. You can have whatever you want, says Nicole. Okay? So what I would just do if I wanted this to stay here like this is just put some tape on it. And then we'll let that set up, and we'll take it off later. And you can see that it'll be hard as a rock. That Nicole, she is trouble. Yeah, she is. Hi, Lynette. She is trouble, especially when it comes to Troy, because she'll let Troy, shave off my hair. And oh my word, how did you find that? Thanks, Nicole. He just found my big canvas I ordered from Amazon, and he's drawing all over it. I'm blaming you, Nicole. I know, Troy. Hold on, son. Okay, so I'm going to show you the what I did with some of this stuff last night, okay? So this is the Pintar Ivory resin, okay? This is the one that's set up in about 30 minutes. So you could see that color is ivory. It would be really neat if I had the cameo or something, to do this, like the cameos. I don't know why, but I just see it like jewelry or something with the ivory. Is Mom ignoring? Hey, can somebody please take my side here? What the heck? Okay, clear resin, you can also mix. Can you see the little goodies in that? You can also mix, like I mixed the Pentart Galaxy Flakes, and this is this one, the glass, but you could also do that in the clear, this one. You could also do it in this one. Any of the clears, you can mix in goodness in there. So I put some Galaxy Flakes in that one, and I'll show you guys how I did that today. And then what I also noticed is this one, although it's not completely set, it's going to take at least another 24 hours. So you could this one's still pliable, okay, even though it's dry. But look at how pretty all of the flakes are. Let me push this, and then you can see. But it's just really pretty. All right. And then, sorry, I have to push a button on the top for it to focus, so it shakes the camera. And then if for some reason you wanted a specific color, this is just blue pigment. All right, I just mixed in like 2-3 drops of the blue pigment, and we got this. Okay, again, still pliable, but in about 24 hours, again, it'll set up in, that'll be hard as well. He's back, Nicole. He's back. Nicole, you missed it the other day. I wasn't paying attention to him, so he kept turning off the box light, on and off, on and off, on and off. So I looked like I had what are those, the strobe lights in here? So anyway, so you can mix the pigments in with the clear, and we'll do that today as well. And that one again was the Pentart the glass resin, but you can mix pigment or flakes or anything like that with any of the clears. Okay. All right. So this one is probably already set up, but it was looking all kind of funky. But anyways, so you guys said you wanted to see the black, but there's the black. Oh, and then I have black gloves on. So there's the black chain. So that one was the black resin. Okay, so you don't need to mix in pigment. This one is actually black. So there you go. I think Linda and somebody else wanted to see this. So, all right. All right. So also what I hear a lot is like, oh no, when resin dries, you can't ever move it. That's it. It's pretty much stuck. That's not true. That's not true either. It's not the easiest, but if you heat it up, you can bend it. Okay. So I'm trying to find where I had my resin pieces over here to show you, which have conveniently disappeared, and they're too far. Thanks, Troy. All right, I'll show you guys how to heat up the other ones once they set on that bottle. But you can heat it up. This is a little small. Just be careful because when you do heat it, it's going to get warm. So if you heat it up, you can get it to bend again. Okay. So when I hear people saying, oh no, once it's set, that's it. You can't do anything with it again. Yeah, no, that's not true. It's not the easiest to work with, not like, clay or something like that, but you can still bend it. Hi, Judith. So if you heat it up, get it warm, it will move again for you. You see? Now that one was hard as a rock, but now because I heated it, I can bend it again. All right? So you can, bend them again with some heat after they've set. All right? So do you have any questions so far? I know I've just been like, blah, throwing it all out there. I'd paint stripper gun or just a heat gun. I'm not sure what that means, Marcia. A paint stripper gun or just a heat gun? Is that a paint? Oh, is this? This is a heat tool. I think that's what you're asking. Anyhow, alrighty. So let's play with some of these clear. The ivory and the clear. Let's play with that a little bit. Okay. If you have any questions, if I'm blabbing too much, you need me to slow down or to answer you anything, please let me know. Okay, so we will use the clear casting for the heart, and we'll use the little pin darts and stuff for this stuff. Sorry, autocorrect. That's okay. I just want to make sure I'm answering whatever you were asking. Was it the heat gun that you wanted to know? Believe me, I know about the autocorrect. Does it to me all the time. All the time. No, give me that. Troy, give me that. Oh, now we've got to have everything. Everybody's got to join in the fun now. Okay. So I'm going to, because apparently this, both of them. Apparently this one, the ivory sets up in about 30 minutes. So I will pour that and then we'll see if it sets before it's time for me to go. I'm going to use one of the little cups that it comes with. Now Jack with the pitching. Of course, you know, if it both of them have to start on me. So again, equal parts. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, okay? But just in case, when you put your container on there, then set it to 0, okay? Don't like set it to 0, put the container on, and then start measuring, because then your second part that you put in is going to be off, all right? So put the container on, set it to 0, and then pour in part A and then part B, okay? So we don't need much of this. We're going to just put, that one says 32, so we'll set it back to 0 and put in 32. There we go. And again, I'm going to wipe my containers, and then I'm just going to take, all right, now on the ones that take a little longer to cure, okay, so if we just think about it that way, the quick cures we stir for a quick time, okay, like 45 seconds, okay. The ones that take 30 minutes, 24 hours, those you do want to stir for about a minute to 2 minutes. Linda, this mold is a redesign mold, redesign with Prima, okay. So make sure you mix these together well. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and do that for, you know, good solid minute. The reason why I also like the silicone is because you can really scrape out everything with these, you know, just like if you're mixing a cake with your silicone mixer, you get to scrape the sides and get every last bit, because again, we all know resin is not the cheapest, right? Of course. I actually have the name of it as well. I can put it, I'll message you the name. I usually write it on the back, but for some reason I didn't write it on this one. All right, so that one's good. That scale is a much better way to measure than using the lines on the cups. I think I'm feeling comfortable. Yeah, you know what? The lines on the cup, I started out doing it that way, but it's so much easier and quicker just to do it on the scale. All right, so that little guy there, let's pour this one this time. Or how about the sunflower looking one? So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes, you know, people like to use the flex cups because you can just squeeze it. Look at that. I didn't even make enough. All right, but that's okay, because you know what? I'm glad I actually didn't do that. If you don't make enough, and doesn't matter if it's the quick cure or the ones that take a little longer, it's okay to mix some more and add it. All right? You don't have to just, oh man, I didn't make enough. Now, you know, my mold is messed up. No. Even if it's set up and dried, you can still pour some in there. It's not gone. Line on cup can be deceiving. It fooled me more than once. Yeah, you know, because you do that bend down and okay, I think it's equal, and you know, yeah, I think it's it's good, and then it's not, you know, and then you go to mix it, and then that's why if you take your mold out, you wonder, oh man, why is it all gummy? Why I mixed 27 instead of 22 because I'm talking, so I'm just going to put in the equal amount. But yeah, if you're wondering like, why is it gummy or sticky, or it's not supposed to be like that, of course. So if it's gummy and sticky, it's because you didn't mix the equal parts, or you didn't mix it well enough while you're doing this. Okay. So you want to make sure you have equal parts. You want to make sure that you're mixing it well. But if you don't have enough, like you can clearly see there's not enough there, just make a little bit more and pour it in. So we're going to mix this up and then we'll add it and we'll be good. Is there any questions that you have that I haven't answered or that I confused you more about? Because I don't want to do that. So now I'm going to just fill this in and help it a little bit. And then that one's good. Okay. Now, while that one's going, I'm going to kind of move it this way because we're going to play with some of these other ones here. Okay, so now let's do some with the flakes. Let's use green this time instead of red. Okay, so what we're going to do is set it back to 0. The cup is on. We're going to set it back to 0. And we're going to put in our first part. And let's do, okay, we got that. It's at 82. Now we're going to hit it back to 0 again and put in our second part. And we want 82. That's 84. I mean, we could just, you know, okay. All right. So now, again, when I'm mixing in pigment or I'm mixing in the flakes, I don't mix it in right away. I do my mixing of the actual part A and part B first. Make sure that that's all mixed up, you know, well together for the first, you know, like I said, you want to do this for at least a good minute or two. Once I have this mixed, then I'll add in whatever fun stuff I want to put in. You could put in the flakes. You could put in, if you have like the Shake'ems from the mixed palette, you can put in those little goodies, you know. You could add whatever you want to it. So we'll go ahead and you will notice that there are bubbles. That's okay. That's how it is. Okay, with the clear. I'll show you how to get the bubbles out. But you just want to keep making sure you scrape the sides, you know, scrape the bottom. You want to make sure you're really mixing all of that together, okay? On the clear ones, the ones that take longer to set, you have a longer open time. So basically your open time is how much time you have to work with the product before you need to just leave it alone, all right? So the quick cures, your open time is, you know, a minute or so, okay? The open time on these, the clear ones, will say on the box, this one says 20 minutes is the open time on this one. So basically you have 20 minutes to do whatever you need to do to it before you need to just let it set. Leave it alone, all right? So you could see I'm really making sure I scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. Yeah, Marcia, that's what I mentioned at the beginning. You want to make sure that your surface is level, all right? You always want to make sure you're on a level surface. That's what I was talking about, especially if you're pouring, you know, like those funny Stamperia molds. You know, you want to get that as level. I know some people like to put that like on a cookie sheet and put rice in there and then like nuzzle that mold, those molds down into the rice so that it sits flat. But yeah, always make sure you're on a level surface. Exactly. Trying to make it equal was not easy for me. Thank you for showing me this way. Of course, Ari. If it's gummy, it might also be because you're hoarding resin too long and product going bad. Oh my goodness. All right, so now that one is mixed. So now I'm going to add in some of my flakes. All right. And this is personal preference. How much you want to add in is completely up to you. How much you want to see. All right. So actually, because it's green, you can't really, it's not going to be overpowered. It's just going to kind of, you'll see just the hints of the sparkle in there. So that'll be pretty. But now, so you know your product's mixed because you did that first. So now just go in and just mix in your flakes. Get that all good and in there. And okay. I've heard people say like, oh, can you do that in the clear in the quick cures? Now you got to remember though, the quick cures are white. Okay, so if you put flakes or pigment in the quick cures, so the flakes you might not be able to see because it's white. If you're putting in something like that, it's going to be white, and if you mix in a pigment, it's going to alter the color because it's white. So just be aware of that. All right, so now let's pour, I don't know, let's pour it in this flower here. Wow, look at that. I actually paid attention this time. And then I've got a couple flakes in there still, so I'm going to put that in there. Now, what I would suggest is if you are doing the like when I did my tray, the tray that I showed you at the beginning, when I did my tray, I put it up in the cupboard and closed the cupboard because like I have Jack, right? I have a dog, normal dust particles in your home. That's going to fall in to the resin, and then you will actually see that those little flakes and stuff. So you can either put something over it to cover it, or you can put it up in, like I did, put it up in a cupboard. Because it's green, it will not work. Such a brat, Olga. Okay, so I cleaned off my stir. I cleaned out my cup. I am going to take a dry paper towel, though, because I don't want any of the, the white, anything that's on the whites mix. All right, so now let's mix a little bit more, and let's try a pigment. All right, so now, again, the cup is on. We're going to start it at 0. And let's put in part A. Okay. Again, we have about 83. Set it back to 0. Part B. And I already had the, I wanted to show you. I really need not to talk right when I'm almost done. 83, 87, so I need 4. I wanted to show you the different types. So I got, the pint art. But if you're wondering why these are so little, the pint art bottles, they do come bigger. They come, a lot bigger actually, but I had the Alumilite already, so I didn't get the bigger jugs of this. And the Lumelite comes in 8 ounces each, 8 ounce part A, 8 ounce part B, and then they come 16 ounces each, and then they come in the big gallons too. All right, so we're going to add pigment to this one, but before we need to, again, sit here and mix this up really well. Also, I will show you once I have this one, because I can see there's little bubbles in the one that I had with the green, and I'm going to show you how to pop them both at the same time, the bubbles from both of these, because remember, we have 20 minutes open time, so we still have time to get that one fixed with the bubbles down there. Okay, I'm really making sure I get the sides, the bottom, right? Really mixing this, stirring it up good. And then we'll go through and add pigment. And then the last thing we'll do is add some clear resin to that heart that I showed you. And then be done. Also, if you guys haven't seen or heard enough of me, I will be on Decoupage Queen in an hour, and we're doing the retirement paper party. We're doing a game show, game night. So we're playing games, and then you can have chances to win some of the retired papers that we just retired and showed on the live. Was it last week? All right, so this one's all mixed up. So now let's add some pigment. So we added the blue last time. I don't know. I have green. I'm kidding. Green, red. I have black. I don't know about that, Rachel. So these pigments are very, 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 very potent. So I'm going to drop about 1, 2, 3, and then let's mix that up and see if that's what we like. Look at that. Ooh. But again, you want to get that all mixed in. Okay, so you see that? Ooh, it looks like blood. Ew. Yeah, you love a good game? Yes, Fiona, make sure it's I know it's late for you, but it'll be 9 o'clock GMT. So in about an hour. All right, so once you've got the pigment all mixed up, and that's, dark enough for you, because you can always add more color if you wanted to. I'm going to clean off my silicone stick, cover this back up, because Lord knows I don't want pigment on my clothes. And then we will pour, I don't know. Let's pour, I'll pour right next to it, I guess. I think I'm going to have too much. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, not bad. All right. Okay, so now you guys might not be able to see, but I can see, it being right here. There are little bitty bubbles. Okay. There's bubbles that are here. You want to pop the bubbles, because if you don't, Troy, sorry about that. If you don't pop the bubbles, you'll actually see little holes in your resin. So all you need to do is just take your heat gun, and I think it's so cool, because you just literally see them going pop, 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 pop. You notice that I'm using this one, this heat tool, instead of my industrial one, because if you're doing a multicolored piece, it is best to make up resin and split the color or make totally separate. Will the Pintart resin pigments work with any resin, please, Teri? Yes, they will. They will. Like I could have mixed it in with this one, the Lumelite, or I could have mixed it in with the Stamperior one, whatever one I have here, this one. Marcia, I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, again, what I keep saying and what I will always say, I'm showing you what I do, okay? I'm showing you what works for me. If you can take tips and tricks from that, that's great. But I'm not saying that my way is the right way. I'm not saying that I know best and don't do it like you're doing it now. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm just showing you what works for me. Okay? What I do, what works for me, what I've been doing for years. Okay? If you can take some tips from that, great. If I'm doing something that you're like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing that because she doesn't know what she's doing, more power to you. Keep on doing what you do. Okay. I'm just telling you what works for me. All right. Now you can't see it, but all the little bubbles that were up here are gone. All right. So they're all gone and they're popped. So I'm gonna move this one aside. So yes, Linda, the pigments, any pigments will work, but pigments will do it. I actually have, I don't know if I can reach it. I did. Maybe I can. Oh, maybe I can't. I have a little birdie pigment. It's actually it's more of a cream. So I've mixed that pigment in as well. Let me see if I can find it just so you can see the different pigments. Yeah, here it is. So this is also a pigment, a resin pigment, and it says jet black, and it is, oh, this one's sealed, but this is like more of a paste, okay? So, but paste will work as well, just pigments. But I happen to like the Pintart pigments. I noticed are so so potent that I was like, oh yeah, this is good. Linda, just make sure those are pigments, not alcohol inks. Correct. Now, what I'm telling you, what Olga's talking about is because Pintart has this, which is alcohol inks. It's got the coney top. This is actually pigment. Okay, so they look, they're both liquid, but this is media ink. This is alcohol ink. This actually says pigment. All right. Okay. So because the alcohol ink is not going to work, it's not going to give you that color. All right. So that will be like this one. This one will be like that one. This one you can tell it's getting solid. It's starting to set up. And like I said, this one it only took 30 minutes for that to set. But these are going to have to wait overnight. Okay. All right. So the last thing I'm going to show you is I have this heart frame. I put rice paper on here. And I want to put resin in there. How many of you guys keep waiting for this to stick in the resin on my jewelry? Because I've been waiting since we started. I've been telling myself how crazy it was to wear that. So we're going to take this and then let's get some cute little, I don't know. Let's look in my little box of fun stuff. What do we want to put on there? I don't know. Let's put, oh, that's gold, Teri. What are you doing? Something like that. Oh, I don't know. That one's got a little. Let's put that one in there. It doesn't really matter. I just want to drop a piece in there so you guys can see it. I have some other ones here. Maybe we can put, oh, how about we put a bee in there? Or a butterfly. Can we do a butterfly? Or a bee? I know that's not a butterfly, by the way. I'm looking at butterflies. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. All right, Terry, doesn't matter. Just put something down in there. I kind of want it to be a little flatter. That one's a big old honking one. Let's just put that one in there. Let's see. Not too rose goldy. All right, let's stick with that one. I am, because I know it will happen. Thanks, Olga, for the tip, but yes, they are definitely resin. Oh, okay. So you must already have them, huh, Linda? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and stick. We'll go ahead and measure some out. I'm going to use my cup. Like I showed you earlier, I have a bunch of these cups that have the lines on it. But usually I just use these. Just, the regular drinking cups. I mean, you can use the one with the lines. You can use whatever you want. All right, so cup on. I'm going to set it to 0. I have enough open time to do that. Again, I'm going to use the clear. So I'm going to, that's not at 0. Do you see how it's moving? So I want to make sure it's at 0, and then I'll do it. Okay, so now let's pour in A. All right. Let's see if 51, about 52. How about tips to help if the resin doesn't set properly in molds and how to get the molds unsticky? Okay. Yep. Again, what I do, okay? You don't have to do what I do. If for some reason your mold has not set up, the parts didn't mix equally, or I don't know, something just went crazy and it's a gunky mess, all right, in your mold. What I try to do, what I will do first is I will get doggone it, like a Clorox wipe or some type of, baby wipe, whatever, and I'll put gloves on, okay? And I will try to get that out as much as possible with the wipes. You're not going to get it all out, all right? Then what I do is once I get all of that out, I will then put in like cornstarch, okay? I'll get like cornstarch and I'll put the cornstarch in there because the cornstarch will kind of stick to it and ball it up. And then I will take like a little scrubbing brush from like the sink, like, the hand brushes that you use for like scrubbing off the dishes. And then I will scrub out that the cornstarch, what the resin has stuck to. And then after that has all come out and all the resin is, pretty much out, then I will just clean it with soap and water, clean the mold off. That's what's worked for me. Okay. Olga says she cleans hers with acetone. All right. So again, there's different ways. I like the cornstarch because it, it's dry. And it just, it makes it so it gets all of, for me, it gets all of the resin that's wet and it sticks to it all and it kind of makes it crumble. And then that way I'm able to just kind of brush it all out of there. You can even take like an old toothbrush. I've done that before too. Once you put that in there, get the old toothbrush and then scrub it out. Hand sanitizer is helpful, Rachel says. So, everybody has different tips and tricks, but that's what I do. Like Olga uses acetone. Rachel says hand sanitizer. Teri, are you a bit OCD? As I see you always up for extra steps if it comes to tidiness. I do have OCD, yes, but it just depends. I stick mine in the freezer for a while and then use hand gel. There you go. There you go. So, obviously everybody has done it. Everybody has done it, right? Because what happens to me is like, I'll be measuring stuff out, right? And then, okay, I need a 64. And Troy will want me to open pudding. Or, somebody will want something. I'll come back and I'm like, 44, 64, 74, and never fails. I never remember. And then, I don't, but I think I'm going to remember. And then I go to do it and it just, I blow it. So it's gotten gummy. Resin you can clean just with alcohol or acetone. It will break it apart. Yeah. But again, like, I have, cornstarch sitting right here. So I literally just take the cornstarch, I get a brush, and I just brush it in there. But if you see it's getting gunky or weird, move it from mold as fast as possible. And if you see crystals in white resin, don't mix it. It is a mold killer. There you go. All right, so this was the clear. Again, this is the one that you want to mix for a good minute and a half. This is the one that has a long open time as well. So there we go. And again, it has a bunch of the bubbles, but that'll all go away. We'll pop those. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my frame here. And I'm just going to kind of move this around and see how much more I need. Make sure it's into the corners. There we go. Okay, and then actually, before I drop in my little bee, I'm going to pop all of my little bubbles, but I will try that starch trick next time, as it is a good idea. I just have it here, so I just take a brush and just brush it in there, and I actually have a little toothbrush right here too, and just brush it out. I haven't done that in a while, so thankfully I didn't do it today. So I'm actually just watching all the bubbles pop. They're all just poppity popping. I don't know why I get so much enjoyment out of that, but I do. And then, like I said, this, I will actually cover it. I will put, something on top of it and set it up in the cupboard where, no little hands by the name of Troy can get in there. Okay, I don't see any more bubbles. Looks good to me. I am going to open up my bee here, and I'm going to be done with these now. And open up my little bee. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, I guess, do I want them straight on? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put him straight on. So I'm literally just going to drop him right down in the resin, and I'm going to get my little poker tool because he's not straight, and I'm just going to straighten him out. There we go. And then I'm just going to leave him, and he's going to dry just like that. Again, if you wanted to, if you had it deeper, kind of like this one, and let's just say you wanted to cover them in resin, obviously that would be a lot more resin, but you could do that as well. But see, you're not going to be able to get these out, and that's what's going to happen with this little guy. So he's going to be stuck, and that's going to be his home. So, and I don't think that one's almost ready. Like I can tell like over here on the edge, it's not. So again, that the ivory set up in 30 minutes. So I would say in another 10 minutes or so, that one will be ready. Let's take a look at these, because remember we put these on the bottle. So these are done now. So they're already molded to the bottle. So they harden just that way. Okay. Now, for some reason you wanted to straighten them back out, you could just heat it back up and straighten it back out. If you changed your mind, you wanted to use it on a different part of the bottle, or you wanted them straight for whatever reason, just heat it back up and straighten them back out. But now you can prime them, paint them, and then glue them onto the bottle. Okay, so I think that is it. So we've gone over quick cures, we've gone over clears, we've done the black resin, so the ivory. So unless you have any questions or anything else that you need from me, I think that's it. Again, if you want to join me in 30 minutes on DQ to possibly win some retirement papers by playing some games, it'll be fun. Join us over there. But if not, hi Beth, good to see you. Oh, you're welcome, Ari. So if you have any questions or you ever need any help with resin, let me know. Like I said, I don't know everything. These are just my ways. There are people in here that know way more than I do that, I'm sure could help you too. Please, we have Beth here, and just in case, since we're talking about DQ, DQ this weekend is going to be Robin, but next weekend I get to see Beth. Beth's going to be on DQ. So make sure you tune in next weekend to watch us or watch her create. She's always doing something beautiful. So anyhow, again, please, those of you who haven't tried resin, try it and then let me know how it turned out. Ari, I want to know how it fares out for you. I'm excited too, Beth. I can't wait. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope to see you guys in about a half hour on DQ. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Oh, thanks, Rachel. Rachel put in the link for the DQ live. Hey, you never know. I mean, you can win some papers. You never know, right? Okay, yeah, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk soon. Talk to you later. Bye.